So, to describe a little bit about what we just did, I know y'all are feeling some type of way most likely, but what we were working with is I was speaking about the vessels earlier, right? When I was speaking about the vessels, I'll use this a lot. This is an acupuncture doll, right? So this is like the meridians on your body and how the energy flows. John, we covered this yesterday, but basically the main two that we're going to focus on during these 40 days is the governing vessel, which starts under here, comes all the way around the head towards the top, and it comes down in the front. Right, well, sorry, governing vessel stops here. The conception vessel starts in the mouth, and it comes way down here and around. If you notice, conception vessel right here, this part is when I'm speaking of the lower dantian. This is right here, right underneath the belly button. This is one of the key places for the pooling of our energy that distributes it to the rest of our body. It's connected with our kidneys. It's just connected with the yin circuit. Think about everything that's falling to then be redistributed. So the main thing about these two is this is the main yang, or the rising energies of our body. This is the main yin, or falling aspects of our body. And some of the tapping, why we were doing the body tapping in the shoulders, right? In the shoulders, you see a lot of these lines passing through here. We have the intestines, we have the lungs passing through here. We have the heart passing through here. Actually, for the heart, underneath the armpit, your heart meridian starts in your armpit, right? Sometimes when you don't like the way someone smells, it's actually telling you about their heart, because this is the source point for the heart, right? So one of the main things that I'm going to just be talking about here is these main two meridians. What we're going to do when we move into the meditation, John, you experienced this yesterday, but we're going to focus on, it's called governing vessel 19, all right? So if you've seen someone, or if you don't have a lot of hair, what you do, let me put this back here. You get both your hands, put them on your ears, like right above your ears. You just trace up to the top. This top point here, this is governing vessel 20. This is where basically all the energy, or your crown chakra, aka, is. What you're gonna do, you're just gonna trace back, and then you're gonna feel this like protrusion, like where your skull kind of pops out, right? What you're gonna do, you're gonna go just maybe 1 or 2 finger lengths underneath that point. We're just gonna massage it up and down right here, all right? What this point does, this helps regulate yin and yang. This helps balance the energies of your body. If you're feeling, mostly I like to use this if you're too high, if you feel your energy's too high and you're like not focused and you're like, well, I can't ground this. This is a really nice one to do on the skull. Just think you're inhaling and exhaling into this place. So after this, we're going to move into a few neck exercises and then move into our meditation. So one of the biggest things when it comes into retention, there's 3 gates that we talk about. One is at the hips, the other one's at the back of the heart, and the third one, it's called the iron gate, or it's at the back of the neck, right? It's governing vessel 13, if I'm remembering correctly. It's called the iron gate because it's the hardest to open, right? Even though the energy flows up, we open the gates downwards. So a lot of the practices that we were doing, they're focusing on opening up the neck, right? We're opening the gates from, you could say, the hardest one to open to the easiest one, because the energy is very dense. Think of like the sexual energy. It's really dense. It's really deep. It's really solid. If you even have the chakra awareness, right? Like, what is root energy, right? It's the most dense. It nourishes everything else, but getting that moving is a little difficult. It helps if you have something where it can go, right? So what we're going to go from here, put the hands on the knees. Simply just going to inhale to one side, using the neck to stretch the neck. Exhaling to center. Just 2 more times. Once more. Other side. Coordinating the movement with the breath. Very important here. The neck connects to every single muscle of the body. The fascia in the neck connects to everything. We're inhaling back. Exhaling forward. When you think about it, even the muscles in your neck, or the bones, the cervix, the cervical vertebrae, Controls all brain, body, unconscious function. And that's where you could say the circuit board is. That's also where the main circuits are. Make sure these are loose, everything else will work out, or at least have a chance. Stop with the neck at the chin. We'll do circles here. Go very slow here. I'm starting to my right, inhaling back and then exhaling forward. Go at your own pace. Do your best to keep the shoulders down, letting the neck move the neck. Once you've done 3 circles here, go the other direction. Stop with the chin down. Go ahead, close your eyes. And as you inhale, straighten your neck, keep your eyes closed. Bring awareness to the sensation of your butt on the cushion, on the ground, or wherever you're at. Kind of rock side to side a little bit here, like literally rock side to side. Very, very gently. You're going to count 36 times, so 18 times each side. Letting yourself rock here. When I'm done, my spine is nice and straight. As I'm inhaling, I'm envisioning my tailbone, my sacrum, back of my heart, back of my neck, top of my skull, my nose coming down, the chin, the chest, the belly button back down. Put the tongue at the roof of your mouth behind your teeth and keep it there the entire time, inhaling up the spine, the hips, back of the heart, the neck, top of the head, middle of the eyebrows, exhaling down the chin, the chest, belly button, back at the ground. Keep this being your mental path of focus even if you don't feel anything. Behind the hips, behind the chest, behind the neck, top, between the eyebrows. Exhaling. Tongue on the top is the most important piece. The tongue is like the switch between the chest, belly button, and down. Maintain this at your own rhythms. And cycle up the spine and around the front. The tongue is like the switch between the yin and the yang. It's what connects the circuit from the governing vessel to the conception vessel. And there's a reason when kissing and when we use the tongue it has a different effect, because we're literally connecting the switches, the sense of electricity with somebody else. Continue to feel this pathway. This is the foundational practice for everything within semen retention, to being able to single cultivate, to being able to engage and not have the urge or necessary need to ejaculate while in intercourse. This pathway must be open. What this helps doing is helps sending the energy or the neurological impulse away from, you could say, the path of least resistance, and making this the path of least resistance. It takes time and persistence, but it does happen. For myself, it took about 1.5 years. Some others, it takes 3 to 6 months. It's consistency and how open your spine is, how dedicated you are to be patient with yourself as you open up this practice. Also being aware as you go through this, you might feel some emotions come up throughout these next 40 days. Have the courage to work through them. You have the support. You have people to listen. In cleansing these things, as we get our spines aligned as well, will we get our paths aligned. We're focusing a lot on the spine. Focus on this behind the hips, behind the chest, the neck, top of the head, between the eyebrows, exhaling, the chin, the chest, belly button, back at the base. If you want to add a gentle spinal wave to your practice, that helps too. Means as I'm inhaling, my hips shift forward, my shoulders come back, my head looks up gently. As I exhale, my head moves first, then I exhale. Shoulders come forward, hips relax. Doing the orbit by physically tightening the muscles with the yang up the spine, then releasing the yin, letting go. Making sure you always bring this energy back down. We'll be silent for the next few minutes and focus on this circuit. One hand underneath the belly button. One hand on the heart. Think of what you're grateful for today. Keep one hand on the heart, put the other hand on top of that hand so both hands are on the heart. Think of 3 things that you love about yourself. Not things that you've done or that you can do, but qualities. Is it your courage? Is it your bravery? Is it your honesty? These things that people learn once they talk to you, not when they read your resume. Bring our hands to heart center. Just gently open your eyes, look at your hands at your heart, looking at your fingertips. Take a gentle bow. Very grateful and thankful for everybody here with me today. Thank you for being here. So, we'll move into our Q&A part. I know people are feeling